Hi there, my name is Evelyn and I'm the CEO of 7 Career Coaching. We're a London-based career coaching company and we specialise in working with millennials. We see remote working and global nomadism as a natural extension of that, and we're really passionate about supporting this new wave of talent to not only live in really cool, exciting ways, but actually use it as an advantage for their careers.
Hi everyone, my name is Susana and I've been coaching for 7 over the last 15 months. I specialize in coaching millennial leaders to redefine their careers in a world that I think that is evolving and transforming continually.
We all know the future of work is remote, and that's why we're here. The challenges to organizations maximising this talent is significant, and anyone who's from an organization here will know how difficult it is to create culture and really bring talent together and retain and develop talent in that way. I know there's going to be lots of amazing talks later on today about that. But what we found as we were discussing this, and especially having spoken to so many of you yesterday, what we see as being so key is actually the answer to this is in the hands of remote workers and global nomads. And really that's actually all about how you think about the value that you can add and the advantages and how you would maximize actually being a remote worker as opposed to seeing it as a disadvantage. For us, surviving as a global nomad seems like something a lot of people are doing, but actually thriving and really developing themselves and creating something significant seems like the biggest challenge, but also the goal that many of us as global nomads are reaching for. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about mindset and how that actually is really important for the remote worker to cultivate, to show the value they can add to organizations, and will actually bridge the gap for organizations. I think a lot of responsibility is put on organizations to create magically this culture and kind of engage all these people, whereas actually the power is really with you as individuals, and that's something that we really kind of want to talk about today.
And to frame a bit what we want to discuss with you, I just wanted to throw a question for the nomads in the room, the remote workers and the companies, about who here thinks that remote workers or nomads are less valuable or less productive than static workers.
Because raise your hands if you think that.
If you feel like if you're in a company or you want to offer services to a company as a nomad or remote working, you're going to be less valued or less considered as someone that is internal in the company and is working inside the company. Does anyone have that idea? Okay, great, amazing. No one has. No one. Well, we have come across a lot of people yesterday, and
we
people
spoke to us privately and gave us that opinion, so.
And people that have approached us, like from our clients in London, with the fear that they think that because they are not inside the company, they're going to perceive differently, and they're going to have different benefits and opportunities that people that are studying in the company. And discussing with a few of you yesterday, the way you shape that fear, it came across that if you see yourself as someone who can offer less than someone that is inside the company, that's going to impact massively the way you put across yourself, you put across your value, and you put across what you want to offer. And one of the stories that I heard yesterday, and I was discussing with a girl yesterday, really inspired us to shape what we want to discuss with you today. And she specialized in user experience. I'm not the most technical person to discuss about this, but basically she was offering remote services to companies around website and designing these websites. And she was working with a company that it was a product around suitcases and luggage. And she said to me, the thing is that I don't know, I'm a bit scared because I'm not in the same city as them, so they see me as I'm not going to be present and I'm not going to help them enough. And after talking with her a bit, coaching her a bit, she actually realized that because she had traveled so much and she had been to so many airports, she had a different insight than anyone in the same city of that company. And once you switch and that perspective and that mindset, everything transforms, and the way you see yourself transforms, and the way you present yourself transforms. And once you start seeing yourself differently, you start thinking differently, and consequently you start acting differently. That's when your world transforms. That's when you get the work that you want, and that's when you get the results that you want.
For us as well, one of the things that came up was yesterday, which is really interesting, but it's really key to this, is, you know, if you think of the remote worker as being responsible in new ways, this is a new way of living, it's a new way of working. So there's naturally new responsibilities in how you manage yourself and how you manage your work and how you manage your, you know, your objectives within, you know, the organization that you're, whether it's a client or whether you're, you know, an employee and a remote worker. And for us, self-management is like a really big one, because it's all about just using very simple ways of working to assess yourself. You know, be accountable for your development, be accountable for your learning, and look to yourself and really assess, you know, how have I dealt with my failures, how have I dealt with my successes, what have they been, and how can I learn from them? And that's obviously a very different model from the employee mindset, which is kind of constantly looking to the organization to develop you and looking to be managed and looking to be developed and looking to be grown. It's really about taking, you know, the emphasis and the responsibility into yourself and the power ultimately, which is the most amazing thing, which is why we all want to live in this way, because we have choice and we're taking the power back. We're not, you know, we're no longer in that employee mindset. So for us, the self-management tools, which are so simple to do, it's just habitual stuff. And it's just taking the responsibility and knowing that you can add so much more value to an organization or client if you're working in a smart way and you're taking responsibility for your own development and your own learning. And in order to do that, and this is very personal for some people here, doing self-management and doing self-reflection may work. For other people may work less, and some people do it on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. But I think when you are working on your own, you really need to start developing your own tools. So to kind of finalize a bit this talk, we wanted to give you a few tools around that. Hopefully they will help you or the companies you work for to keep progressing towards the results you want to produce. So one of them, following on what Evelyn said about self-management, when we say self-management, it's really how you analyze your own evolution from one day to another, from one week to another, thinking what is working, what is not working, and for that you need to stop and reflect. What I did well today, what I didn't do that well, what I could have done better. If you don't stop and reflect what happened, resourceful approach to how you want to keep progressing with your journey. And just to kind of finish up, I mean, if anyone does want to speak to us privately, because that seems to be the most popular way of admitting a lot of this stuff to us, getting our help, we'll be around all day, and we'd love to talk to as many of you as possible and, you know, learn from you and share our expertise as well from a coaching point of view. So please do approach us when you see us. A beer is always good as well if you want to bring a beer. Thank you.
Thank you.